I finally got off my duff and wired the chassis back up. At the moment, I just have some sacrificial tubes in there. I went through my stash and found 4 6L6 GC tubes that are close, current draw-wise, etc. But definitely need to get a decent match set of tubes in there. And take a look at the front real quick. And here we have the channel 1 and channel 2 inputs with the bright and normal sides. The channel 1 volume, which you can pull for bright. Also, channel 1 is the only channel with reverb and tremolo on it. Here's the channel 2 volume. And a look at the tone stack. We have the bass, the middle, treble, and here we have presence. And here's the effects controls. We have the reverb, the tremolo speed, and the tremolo intensity. And we have the all-important power switch, which how it works is to the left you're in standby, the center you're off, and to the right the amplifier is on. And of course this is our power indicator lamp. But anyways, let's spin this amplifier around so we can get a look at the backside. So let's get a quick look at the back of the chassis here. There's the 3 Mojo Tone filter caps that I've installed. First time using them. They look pretty slick, I do believe. And so far they seem to be functioning properly. And over this way we have the preamp tubes, a couple 12AU7s, a couple 12AX7s, a 6AN8, and a 12AX7. Back down on this end, and here we have the 3-pronged power cord installed, fuse holder, 4 speaker output jacks, the impedance selector switch so that you can match the amplifier to your speaker load, and the reverb adjust, which I like this. What it does is it adjusts how much reverb you'll have when you're sweeping from 0 to 10. And also I found if you crank it up a little bit, you can kind of get a little bit of an overdriven reverb signal, which is kind of cool, I think. And here we have the reverb foot switch and the tremolo foot switch jacks so that we can turn those effects on and off remotely. So let's flip this over and get a look at the inside. Okay, let's see if we can get a quick look at the inside of this chassis. These would be the 4 input jacks. This is the channel 1 volume control with the pull bright, and this would be the bright cap. Originally the amp had a 0.005 microfarad cap here, but this cap is 0.0047 microfarad. Not a big difference, but difference nonetheless. And this 0.001 cap here, tied to the bass pot, is part of the tone stack. And this would be the reverb pot. And for the most part, all the white wires in the amplifier are part of the reverb circuit, short of the white wire for the negative feedback running to the board at this point. And these would be the tremolo pots, and the wires for the tremolo circuit are brown. This would be the power switch, and the way they do the standby in this amplifier is they simply just make and break the ground / negative connection to the full wave bridge rectifier here. And tucked away down here is a couple balancing resistors I put in across these 2 caps. Each one of these caps contain 2 50 microfarad caps wired in parallel, so it's like 100 and 100. Yeah, here's the fuse. The black / hot wire of the mains juice coming in now runs through the fuse, runs through the switch, and then into the amplifier. I added this little strip here to build this little voltage divider network here, which is tapped off the choke node over here. Because I decided that I wanted to elevate the heaters of the preamp section. So I built it on this little strip here. These two 100 ohm resistors are an artificial tap, center tap, for these 4/6L 6GC tubes. Originally, the way they were set up is one side went to ground on each tube, and didn't care for it that way, especially after putting into 3-prong wire here. So set it up with an artificial center tap. It's fed with twisted wire here, fed from the tubes. And let's see, this would be V6 pin 7, has a shielded cable running over here to the center lug of the base pot. That wasn't real sensitive, but it was a long enough run that I didn't want to chance it, so I used a shielded cable. On the other hand, these 3 shielded cables here, they were put in because the wires that were here seemed to be a little bit more sensitive compared to the rest. And they ground over here, the shielding that is. Now this ground does not connect to this circuit board ground. There's a spacer under here, so these grounds actually are connected to the chassis. And I think that's about it. And yeah, I added those 1 ohm resistors there to help in biasing the amplifier. Pan around here real quick. Get one last look at everything. Now, the plate voltage in this amplifier is pretty high, and they get away with that by running the screen voltage about half of what the plate voltage is. Also, the primary side of the output transformers about twice that what you would normally see, like the 2K on Fender dual Showmans and Twins and whatnot. The impedance for the primary side of this output transformer is a little over 4K. And there's a good read on that at the Aiken amplification site. It's the last word on biasing. I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. But it's a good read. I may do a sound check with the tubes that are in this amplifier, but I might wait till I get a new set of match tubes. See what happens.